It's almost been 30 days I have been following this habit. I knew about this habit since a long time. I've seen many YouTubers do it, many influencers do it, and many successful people have been doing it. But until and unless I had an absolute necessity, I had an absolute urge to follow this thing, I never started this thing. It's been more than 30 days I have been following it, and I'm seeing some very, very dramatic results. Let's talk about that habit. Hey you beautiful people, welcome back to a new video on our channel Read Travel Become. Currently I am in this place called Sarah P. Duke Gardens. So our campus, our Duke University, has a big garden. It's the start of the spring season and flowers are blooming all over. It's good sunshine, and this is a cute little place I found where I could make this video. And my main purpose of coming here was to follow this particular habit, which we are going to talk about in this video. Okay, so let's talk about journaling, the habit of writing your thoughts. I was reading this book called Stillness is the Key by Ryan Holiday. It's one of my favorite books of all time, and a lot of stress was given by Ryan Holiday on the journaling part. He was talking about all these successful people. There was a common thread which connected all of these people, and that was that they maintained a journal. Now, what exactly is journaling? When I researched more about journaling, I found out that there are different types of journaling. You have mental journaling, you have fitness journaling, you have meals journaling, you have your goals journaling. It's a lot to think about and it's a lot to choose from. My goal was very clear. I wanted to put down my thoughts on something. So some of you guys who have been following me on my channel know that I am a reader also. I read a lot of books. For those who are new on this video, I have been reading actively since 4 years, and I always tell this on my channel that unless it is an absolute need, you won't really follow a habit. If somebody tells you that read this book, it's a great book. If you see people talking about some books, it won't exactly motivate you to pick up the right book. Unless you yourself want to do it, you yourself feel like doing it, you won't do it. Reading has never been something which I have to do. It's not like I push myself to follow this habit. I feel that if it comes naturally, if it comes very organically, you generally tend to follow. So same thing happened with me for journaling. I wanted something very, very basic. I didn't want anything specific. It's just like I have a lot of thoughts on my mind. I just need to put it on paper. I didn't follow any specific format for journaling. Now I was searching about all of these journals, and I found this one particular journal by Matthew McConaughey, the actor, one of my favorite actors of all time. So he has written this book called Green Lights, in which he has written that he has actively documented all of the experiences that he has had in his vibrant life, and he has released a journal. He had released a journal 2 months back, and I thought let's just buy it and try experimenting the art of journaling. I used to journal like a year back, but it was very sporadic. It was only about those key moments in my life and something which I wanted to write about. But I started active journaling since last month, where I was actively writing down what I was feeling. This particular journal really helped me because in this type of journal, it was very vague. It was very open-ended. There were questions like, what is on your mind today? What is one belief system which you feel is never been changed? What according to you is a green light? Green lights are those moments in your life where you feel you can go ahead now, and this is like a positive signal. It's like an opportunity for you. Questions like these really motivated me to pick up this habit. Even Jordan Peterson talks about this in a lot of his videos. He says that writing is one of the best forms of thinking.
The best way to teach people critical thinking is to teach them to write, because there's no difference between that and thinking.
A study shows that on an average, every human brain has around 6,200 thoughts per day. Even if you take like 1% of that, it's like 62 thoughts. Out of these 62 thoughts, even if you write down 10 of your thoughts, 10 different possibilities of changing your life per day, if you write them down, you can actually visualize what is going on in your mind. This is very therapeutic, especially for overthinkers. I am an overthinker. I like to think about things. I like to contemplate a lot about things. And when you actually put down your thoughts to paper, it's like giving your thoughts a life. It's like giving your thoughts a proper channel. So I started using this journal, Matthew's journal, and I've been journaling for more than 30 days. And I found of all the benefits, there were many benefits obviously, but of all the benefits, I found that 3 benefits really stood out for me, and 3 benefits really helped me a lot. I'm going to talk about those 3 benefits now. The first benefit is it improved my thinking. So when you are thinking, you are very vague. There's a very vague cloud of thoughts which is swirling around in your mind. when I actually wrote down whatever I was thinking, it didn't matter what I was writing. It mattered that those thoughts were having some kind of a paper. Especially the last 3 months were the most hectic in my life. As master students, I'm actually doing my masters at Duke University, and we have to do an internship search right now for our summer. And it was a gamble. It was a gamble to search the perfect internship, and it was actually mentally very draining for me to search among all of these internships and land the right job. So during this period of time, you constantly change your strategies mentally. You constantly think, if this is not working, you should do that. If that is not working, you should change it. And when I started writing all of this down, I actually could map everything that what was going on in my mind. It helped me to take very informed decisions. If something was not working, I knew it on paper that it was not working. I did not have to waste my time in thinking about whether it was working or not. I had a clear answer. It was not working. It's time to change the strategy. The next thing was, when I was writing down things, it decluttered my mind. Let's say I have 10 different tasks to do. When I'm writing something about those tasks, it's there on the paper. When I wrote it down, it's cleared off from my mind. I don't have to think about those things. I only have to think about relevant things and things which would actually make a difference. The second benefit which I found out was the sheer joy of making things. So I have been a creative person since my childhood. I like making things, I like building things, and I read this book called Steal Like an Artist by Austin Kleon. Again, an amazing book, highly recommended. In that book, it was written that when you actually use your fingers, you actually use your body to do anything, it's like you're creating something which did not exist in the world before. Take a piece of paper and make a line on it. This line did not exist before. You have created that line. You have actually created something in the universe which did not exist before. And this only happens when you use your body to do it. So there's also another analogy for this. In our human genetics, in our human timeline, the time where we have not been digital is a huge timeline. We became digital only very recently, so our bodies, our genes are not very accustomed to doing these digital things. I'm not saying that doing digital is bad. I myself do digital a lot, but I think digital is really good for editing stuff. But for that raw stuff, for that raw creativity, I feel writing really helps, and that too on a paper and on a piece of paper. So when you actually use your hands, it's like an artist is using his body to create something, to become creative. So I feel that really helped. When I actually started using a pen and paper, I was putting down thoughts on a paper, it really made a difference. I was actually beginning to think, yes, I am creating something, as opposed to just sitting in front of a computer and thinking about things. I was actually creating something. And a third and last benefit which I found was I knew myself more by the act of journaling. So this has been like an age-old learning, an age-old concept. All the great leaders, thought leaders, philosophers have been preaching this since thousands of years. Just 2 words: know thyself. If a person is able to know himself or herself, they can literally do anything they put their mind to. So to know yourself, writing is the best form. See, when you're thinking, you don't have any constraints. You can literally think anything. So the quality of talk that you have with yourself is very vague. You do not get a clear stream of consciousness when you're talking to yourself. But try writing that down. Talk to yourself when you're writing it down. I frequently talk to myself in the first person, like, hey Avdut, what are you doing? And hey Avdut, think about your thoughts. When you do like this, you get a mental clarity, and your stream of consciousness is actually very stationary. This helps to calm your mind when you're having these thoughts, when you're having these anxieties. It really calms your mind. And the first form of calming yourself down is awareness, and I think writing is the best form of awareness. I found this analogy from one of Dr. Peterson's videos again, where he constantly talks about writing your thoughts down. He has a masterclass also on how to exactly think by the act of writing. So I'm glad that I found this habit, and I've been doing it. It is creating a dramatic difference in my life. And like I said before, I started this because I had an urgent need to do it. I was mentally very exhausted, and I was having a lot of anxiety. That is when I started it. So I find these quiet places around campus. I carry this journal everywhere. Whenever I get time, I just sit down, I write, and it feels amazing. I have never done this before in my life. I've never experienced this kind of clarity before in my life. It's a beautiful feeling. I would request all of my viewers to try maintaining a journal. It doesn't have to be anything specific. Just write whatever comes to your mind. I would never advocate that buy 10 different kinds of journal and make it a task to fill up everything every day. It's not like that. Whenever you feel like writing, just write. You don't feel like writing, don't write. So yeah, this was my experience experience of journaling for the last 30 days. So I hope you found value in this video. I hope you enjoyed listening to my experience of writing a journal. You guys can pick up journaling and let me know how therapeutic it is for you. I'm gonna go out there and enjoy the gardens now. There are lots of good places now in the garden. I have never been to the Duke Garden, so I'm gonna explore that now. Thank you so much for watching the video till here, and yeah, that's all for this video. See you in the next one. Bye bye.